Hi, and welcome to this quick demo of Journeys by 50 Skills. Let's get into it. So this is how the dashboard looks like when you first enter the product. If there are any journeys that have already been built in the product itself, you'll be able to see those journeys here. And as you can see, here are examples of onboarding journeys, offboarding, crossboarding, something for parental leave, retirement, and more. You can basically build out as many journeys as you want to automate various different processes. The only rule is that it has to involve people because you add people to those processes. So let's take a look at an onboarding journey as a quick example here. This is a journey that's been built out in this demo. And basically, whenever you've decided to hire someone, this could be in your recruiting solution that you use or whatever tools that you use for that. But once that hiring decision has been made, the first step is to start to onboard that individual. In this example, the first thing that happens is that a form gets sent out to the individual, asking them for a bit extra information so that paperwork can get finished and they can be created in other systems and people can get notified. So a form gets sent out. Once that form is sent out, the manager of this individual who's being hired gets a notification email, a document gets created, a contract, it gets sent to e-signing, and then a branch occurs. And a branch means that when this action finishes, the actions below the branch will trigger simultaneously. So it's going to create the new hire as a user in this particular system. This could be the payroll system, HRIS system, or various other systems that you use. It could be a one or dozens. It's going to wait until 7 days before this person starts. And when it's 7 days until they start, at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're going to send a reminder to the supervisor to remind that individual to make sure that everything is ready and okay. And it's also going to send a welcome message to the new hire, reminding them that they're only starting 7 days from now. So just they can't wait to have them on board. And finally, it's going to wait for 30 days until after they have started, and then it's going to send a questionnaire to ask them about the onboarding experience. Now, the funnel that I showed you here, it can be completely customized. You can build as many of these as you'd want, and then when you're ready, you can add people to the journey itself. And because you can have multiple journeys, you could have one general onboarding journey, but you could have a different one for summer intern versus a CEO joining a company. But now that this journey is ready, let's add some travelers to the journey itself. So this tab here shows us all the people that have been added to a journey. In this case, 4 people have been added, and we can either view all the actions that have taken place and the status of those actions by clicking this arrow, or to see the status of all the individuals by clicking this one. We can configure what kind of information we want to see here. If we want to see emails and phone numbers or reduce or add information. And we can see, if we want to take a closer look at what's happening, we can click any individual's name to really see where they are in the onboarding journey itself. And for John Smith here, as an example, we've started the journey, and most items have been completed. The form was sent out, that triggered an email, a document was created, it was e-signed. But look here, this is orange. What does that mean? Well, this form was sent to John Smith. It was supposed to be sent on this particular date, and it did happen, but John hasn't filled that form out. So because he hasn't filled it out, we can see the message that John got. In this case, he got an email. The system can also send text messages or messages through other platforms, but he got this email sent, and he didn't fill out the form. We can resend the form by clicking a simple button here, and it's resent, or we can even open the form as a manager with access to the journey. We can also open the form, take a look at how it looked like for John. So this is just a demo form. You can build as many of these as you want, self-service within the platform. And so in this case, he's being asked these 2 questions to give a rating of his onboarding experience and a rate of 1 to 10. And I can fill this out, send the answers in, and then this would basically turn green. So let's try this on our own and add a traveler to this journey. There's many ways to add a traveler. You can do it manually by just clicking add traveler and add all the information. You can upload a document with multiple travelers into one journey. So maybe 100 people or more, you can just simply add them with a few clicks here. Or you can build an integration with a system, for example, a hiring system or other tools, your HRIS. So adding travelers is even more simple. But in this case, we're going to add a traveler manually. So in this journey, we're asked for a couple of information snippets. So let's fill those out. Now it's just a click of a button and this individual gets added. In this case, Jonathan here has been added to the journey. So I can either start the journey for Jonathan by just clicking the Start Journey button here, or I can click his name. The journey will pop up and I can simply start the journey for him here. So let's go through it. I start the journey, and seconds later, the system itself is going to send out an email to John. Let's open up the email. Let's take a look at how the email would look like. It looks like this. And let's see how the form would look like. So in this case, it's a simple onboarding form. Of course, the logo and look and feel here can be altered depending on who's sending the form itself. But in this case, it's just some text, maybe a video, some questions that need to be answered, things that you really need for the onboarding journey itself. You can select how you're connected, salaries, those sorts of things. And let's just fill this out and see what happens next. So he just filled out that form, and once that's been filled, if you go back into the system itself, you can see now that the form has been completed. Once completed, what happens next? The next action in line. In this case, sending an email out to the manager that John just filled out the info. Now the system is ready to create a document. But as you can see here, this action is not configured to start automatically. So if it has this lightning logo, it's configured to automatically happen when the action above it is completed. In this case, this creating the document should be done manually. So a manager can review here. Okay, this is the information that's going into the contract itself. This is a template that's already been uploaded into the system, and it can be edited here on the left side, or it can be created by a click of a button here. And now the document itself is the employee contract has been created. It's been sent to e-signing. In this demo, we didn't configure an e-signing tool with it, but we just had what we call a placeholder to kind of showcase what would happen next. And then a branch occurs. So in this case, these two actions have been activated. And that means that in this case, on October 30th, 2023, this form will get sent out asking Jonathan about the onboarding experience. And this action will trigger here 7 days earlier on September 23rd. And that's because it's 7 days before the start date for this traveler. And so an email will basically get sent out to the traveler, to the supervisor, making sure, a reminder that everything is ready for Jonathan. And Jonathan also gets an email kind of just letting him know that the company can't wait to have him on board. Now, again, these journeys can truly be configured in any way. You can take this onboarding journey, you can duplicate it with a simple button. You can include the travelers that are in it or create a new one. And in seconds, you can truly build a different experience for people being onboarded, for example, for different types of roles. So just as an example here, onboarding for management. The journey has now been duplicated, and we can now simply go into it. Onboarding for C-level, we click it, we can click edit here, and we see the journey itself. In this case, we might want other things to happen. So we can really start to build out the journey on our own, adding different things that should happen at different stages in seconds. So this is a quick demo of how this works. And just to kind of conclude here, you can build, again, as many journeys as you want. So you simply click the new journey button, you add your first action, and start drag and dropping the things that you want to see here and get a journey started. If you're not certain of how to get the what action should be where, a good idea that a lot of our customers do is that they start using placeholders. So you have a certain use case in mind and just kind of add a placeholder. It doesn't really have any function, but just add that placeholder there and start typing in what you think you want to have happening. So step 1 could be to send out a form, collect information about something. And then step 2 might be a branch, and something could be for the supervisor, something could be for the traveler, and you can really just start to map up the actions themselves and what you think you want to make sure happens at every step. So give it a try, and if you have any questions, you can always go to our website, and on the website itself you can just click resources, you can click videos, and we have dozens of video tutorials that explain different concepts, every type of action and possibilities that are out there. We also encourage you to take a look at the templates on our website. So just click product, click templates, and from there you can take a look at some interesting examples. Many of them have video tutorials on their own explaining, like in this case, how a birthday message is automated, and some screenshots that really make it easy to copy and duplicate these. So give it a try, and we can't wait to hear what you end up building.